Gopal couldn't complete his 5-year term in the office, and the answer for that is Gopal Subramaniam. The tallest statue for Mahatma Gandhi in the world, with a towering height of 70 feet, having unveiled in, and that was none other than Patna, which is also famous for its famous Mahatma Gandhi Setu Bridge, which is also known after the leader of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Krita Bhatia to all panelists. Patna, yeah, that's Patna. Okay. Which among the following states was a republic during 6th century BC in India? Now, a republic, we mean to say that was actually an independent part during the 6th century BC in India. So, the direct question from ancient history of India, and which is the Panchal की जो जगह थी, जिसको हम कई बार Panchal Naresh, the discussion for the same also comes during many times in Mahabharata. So it was talking about that Panchal place, which was an independent republic. The next question is, who among the following has been appointed recently as the Solicitor General of India? Now this is straight away from the current affair part, and this was also in news. Actually, Mr. Mohan Pasaran, this was recent. Vatsa. Okay. Just answering it. Okay. The Vatsa kingdom was the first republic during 6th century BC of India. Well, from my understanding about the ancient history, it was actually the Panchal Naresh, जिनको बोलते थे हम Mahatma, discussed during the Mahabharata, right? And whom of the following we have done? Mohan Parasar, and whom of the following has been awarded with a prestigious Tipperary International Prize? When we deal with international prizes as a norm, you also be aware of all the international prizes which are given for either peace or literature or for economics. So some certain prizes that are always asked is the Nobel, of course. We are talking about Man Booker Prize. We talk about the Abel is given for mathematics. We also talk about Raman Magsaysay, and obviously the Tipperary International Peace Prize also comes to that list. Also comes to the list of trophies and sorry, not the trophies, but the list of awards given. Indian awards should also be taken care of, that Sahitya Gyanpith Award. So whatever that is, we should keep a ready reckoner of that also. And they can ask about the Tipperary. It was actually Malala Yousafzai, who has also been, now this Malala has also been called the daughter of the UN by Mr. Ban Ki-moon. Ban Ki-moon is the head of the United Nations. Is from South Korea. So Malala Yousafzai was actually almost murdered by the Taliban for standing for the cause of getting literate in the tribal belt of Afghanistan. And the thing that comes is whom following was the spiritual leader of the Maratha king Shivaji. So this means that Shivaji, the person from whom Shivaji was used to consult about his future decisions or whatever he used to take, and that was about Swami. He was called actually Swami Ram Das. Many think that it was Tukaram, but Tukaram was not during the reign of Maratha king, that was Shivaji. The fight has this year of 2013 to dollars and observed it as the Girl Child Year for this. So that is Jammu Kashmir, unfortunately, because normally anything that has to be done with the which has to be done with ladies or girl child happens either in Rajasthan or Madhya Pradesh. But this time it was a bit different. The Jammu and Kashmir government actually dedicated the entire 2013 year to save the girl child. The Indian Navy has recently commissioned its largest offshore petrol waste vessel for the maritime surveillance around Andaman and Nicobar Islands. INS Jatayu, Divya Drishti. Okay. No, INS Saryu, INS Radar. No, INS Radar is not there. INS Siu hai. It is actually to serve, to do the surveillance around Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and this comes in the wake of the Gulf of Aden, where Somali pirates, also because India has to fortify its presence in the South China Sea, where it is getting aggressive. So, and also because of the issue of the Sri Lankan fishermen or Indian fishermen actually straying into the Sri Lankan territory or vice versa. So, a combined efforts actually, and IRU is the offshore patrol vessel which has been which has been dedicated for that purpose. So, mind you, the three uses for which we are increasing the patrolling of these areas are China's increasing aggression in that South China Sea area. Second is obviously the Sri Lankan issue with our fishermen and vice versa, and also the Somali pirates there in the Gulf of Aden. Which of the following European powers came to India first? Now that's actually a very good question and a good leaf from the history. And that's actually it was the Portuguese who came first. Many think that it was the French, but it was actually the Portuguese. The during time of the French could have also come during the time of Tipu Sultan when he was there in India ruling Mysore. Unfortunately, it couldn't happen because had some other conquest to do in Russia for which he went, so the French couldn't come. So it was the Portuguese who came to India first as colonial powers from Europe. Okay. The Pakistani writer who was chronicled the tradition-bound way of tribal life in Balochistan in his film The Wandering Falcon. Now this book was actually in news a lot because of the what is happening in Balochistan, where many a times India is actually accused of increasing insurgency in among the Baloch rebels, which India vehemently denies. So it was actually Mr. Jamil Ahmed, who has written this book called the Wandering Falcon. Who has been conferred the fifth Mother Teresa Memorial International Award for Social Justice. Again, as I said, the prizes they have to be somehow to be able to know that yes, which are the various major prizes which are giving around the world and for what disciplines. So it's actually Sanjeev Bhatt. So no Lama actually no Baroness of Karen Cox or Malala Yousafzai, but it was actually Sanjeev Bhatt. Who among the following were leader of rebels against the British in 1857 at all? Now this again a straight lift from the books of history. It was Liaquat Ali who led it from the front, the uprising of 1857 against the Britishers in Allahabad. Third, what was the book? The book all about what is happening there in Balochistan and how life is being. Excuse me. The book that was written about the Baloch rebels and the condition that is there, which exists in Balochistan. So there, Liaquat Ali, we have done. 53rd question asks us about who among the following has recently nominated as the U.S. Interior Secretary by U.S. President Barack Obama. Now this was again, I think it came into the news in the month of Feb or March first week when President Obama actually did that, and it was actually Sally Jewell who did that. Why Indians accused in Balochistan? Muslima is again one of those restive provinces which is in Pakistan, all towards the frontier area, towards Afghanistan and Pakistan, that area where there is a place called Balochistan. So there is rapid insurgency there. People are the Pakistani government out there. So it is said as alleged by the Pakistanis that it is India's hand which does that. So again, this is something not clear. India obviously denies it that it has got anything to do with the Baloch rebels. But no matter what, the allegation continues. Which of the following airlines has become the only private Indian airline to fly to China? So again, question coming from the aviation sector, which is SpiceJet. So SpiceJet is the only private Indian airline which flies to China from India. Uh, resolution of the Purna Swaraj, complete independence was passed at which of the following session? So the obvious answer which seems is Lahore session, which was 1929, but there is some bit of correction required there, either in the understanding or the answering, and that is that in the session 1929, the Purna Swaraj was actually discussed, but the resolution was passed in the year 1930. What happened in Lahore session 1929. Following countries recently test fire Ghadar surface to surface missile. So now this Ghadar missile, which was actually used by Iran as a strong soft against US of A. So as you might be aware that Iran and US are having an issue over the alleged nuclear enrichment that Iran is doing and building up its own nuclear reactors. So they like whatever US is having a problem with Iran regarding the nuclear reactors. US is also having a trouble now with North Korea, which is again not there. 55 not clear. Ms. Priyanka, Purna Swaraj, the question was passed. So actually it was passed in 1930, right? But it is after 1929. That Lahore session 1929, where for the first time complete independence was thought of, but the resolution was passed in the year 1930. पता नहीं. Okay. So is an issue with Iran regarding the enrichment of nuclear fuel that they're doing, and also with recently against North Korea. So you also need to update yourself with that issue that is happening between South Korea and North Korea, and of course US of A. Which of following countries is the first Asian country to adopt chemical castration? Now, as the name suggests, it is about chemical castration. So it options among the four options, even if you didn't know anything about that, Jordan, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, all these three are actually last countries, whereas South Korea is not, right? So one you could have either gone by taking out as an odd one out, so which was South Korea out there. By the way, the correct answer actually theoretically is South Korea, which actually passed in this resolution of castration. Which of the following planets is also known? Now that's a basic question that we have done way back in our schools, right? And the answer for that is Mars, which is known as the red planet. This is also is one of those planets which can be not one of those planets, but it's the planet which can be looked through naked eyes in the sky. Who the following Dalit activist has been selected for Dutch Human Rights Tulip Award 2000? Okay. Now this Murray has been selected for the award. Until no, it was not Marimutu Bharatan, right? One thing that you can do is that to get a roundup of all the awards that have been awarded, the website which is called josh.com. I am very sure that most of you would be aware of that. So again, just log in into that website which is called jagranjosh.com, and you can get a healthy dose of whatever is happening around the world or whatever has happened in the last few years. You can have a month on month data out there, segregated along various subjects like international affairs, like awards, agreements that are made between countries and states. Also, national news is also present there. Following regions, Supreme Court of India recently banned the tourists to pass through the area where Jaraba tribe lives. Now, there's also a question of where will you find Jaraba tribes? So the tribes or the aborigines of India, they stay in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and as people encroach in their habitat, right? What we are seeing is that the Jaraba tribes are actually getting out of their place. They're also said that they also hunt human beings. So many a times it is said that they can be very dangerous to people. They are very aggressive to the outsiders, but still people go and try to encroach in their surroundings, which is actually leading to the decline in the population of the Jarawa tribes. Ozone found in which of the following? Now this is one of those questions which is almost asked in almost every management examination, right? And the answer for this by now should be aware to all of us. We have studied that in our geography also. That is stratosphere. Other surface-to-surface missile, which was launched in Iran, and it was as a strong message sent to US that it is capable of hitting targets, right, beyond its boundaries. And it is also because US and Iran are having a face-off, whereas US and Iran are having an issue as far as the enrichment of nuclear material is concerned, and so about the possible, not the possible, but definitely the inability of the government to allow the International Atomic Energy Association inspectors to go and inspect their reactors. So that's what the thing is. Yeah. Okay. In each of the following regions we have done this. Ozone layer we have done. So let's move. Which of the following countries has recently granted permission to install the statue of Baswara, an Indian social reformer in 12th century AD, in its capital city? So we are talking about Basaveshwara, and statue has to be installed. And the options got in front of us are United States, Canada, France, or United Kingdom. Now, one way to look at this question was it is talking about an Indian nation. All these four countries that are talking, right, the closest which has been with India is United Kingdom because of its obvious ruling that it has done on the Indian territory. So therefore this is not a surprise, but it's actually United Kingdom. Following Indian origin women has been selected for the Order of Australia Medal 2013. So the Order of Australia 2013 will be conferred would be to Krishna Arora. He was an Indian social reformer. He worked for the social upliftment in the 12th century AD. The following cities is known for the production of fertilizers and chemical, right? It's a very famous place in near Dhanbad, and the place is called Sindri, where near you will also find BIT Sindri is there. That is Reliance Institute of Technology Sindri, and it is also Indian School of Mines Dhanbad. So this is located in the coal belt of Dhanbad, that is Sindri. This is not known for its fertilizers and chemicals, right? Who following became the first Iranian president to visit Egypt after 1970? Now this was very recent. Actually, it was 2 weeks. This was a sort of icebreaker when Mohammad Ahmadinejad from the president of Iran actually flew to Egypt after there was an Islamic revolution in Iran, and actually Egypt gave support, or actually umbrage to the ousted Sultan there in Iran. And after that, Egypt and Iran both have got sad relationships. But, Ahmadinejad actually went ahead and took this olive branch with him to Eagle is an annual combined field training exercise conducted between the armed forces of South Korea. And so again, international exercises which are dealing with either army or the air force or the navy are has to be there, because I mean, all these four options, there is one country which has got eagle as its emblem, and that is the bald eagle, which is US of A. So, need to say, the Foal Eagle is an annual combined field training exercise conducted between the armed forces of South Korea and US of A. Recently, also, there is an armed exercise going on between South Korea and FA, which is actually not favored by North Korea. And obviously, we must be aware that there are a lot of threats and rhetorics being given by the leader in North Korea, who is known as Kim Jong Un. Right. So the leader Kim Jong Un actually threatening to nuclear missiles against US bases either in Japan or Guam or in South Korea itself. The famous site of Red Square is situated in which of the following cities? So the Red Square, which is situated there in following cities in Russia, and also Moscow is situated by the river which is called Moscow. So at times the question might come that where is this particular city located? So that's Moscow. Among the four options, New York is situated by the river Hudson, whose name is also a Hudson Bay. London is situated by the river Thames, and Paris is situated by the river Seine. RBI has recently set up technical committee to examine difficulties faced by exporters to get bank credit and suggest steps to rationalize transaction cost and remove procedural blocks. And chairmanship of, so this is a technical committee which will look into the nuances of what the kind of transaction cost or the bottlenecks that the exporters are getting, and the answer for the same would be actually it's again news at least a week back, 7 days back, that export soaps will be given, not soaps but export soaps will be given to the exporters in this difficult times that the economy is facing. Why Bhaskar Rao has been recently appointed as the Lokayukta of which of the following states? Again in news, and this was actually Karnataka. So this also forms a very good question, that which all states have implemented Lokayukta and who are the respective Lokayuktas of various states. Right. To update yourself about the Lokayukta issue that happened in Gujarat. Which following terms is also known as the economic planning holiday in India? And the answer for this is that famous 1968-69 issue, wherein because India was not able to do what it was supposed to achieve during its planning 50-year plans to end in, and there was a planning holiday wherein nothing was done, no plans were made that year, but actually we spent our time actually to fortify whatever went missing in that area. So that year is so-called economic planning holiday. This is situated by the river Seine, Sienne. Okay. Who among following former US Secretaries of State has been recently honored with Pentagon's highest civilian award for his or her exceptional service to the nation? Now, if you have been following the news of late, it was none other than Hillary Clinton, who is also touted, who is the wife of former US President Bill Clinton, that we all know. Certain facts that we might not know about Hillary Clinton. New situated by the river Hudson. Hillary Clinton is also worked on the board of the famous company called Walmart from in early 90s, and that's the reason that Hillary Clinton was also here in India to please actually the lady from Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, to allow the passage of FDI in India and retail in India, but unfortunately she couldn't. Narega, which was known earlier as Narega, came into force in which of the following? Now it is now a classic question, which was the year 2006, where MG Narega was, which came into force in 2006. SCINE, if you got it correct. Colin, yeah, SIENE, if you got it correct then. Correction. The first Indian writer who won DSC Prize for South Asian Literature 2013 is we had this author Jeet Thail, and the book he wrote was Narcopolis, which was also one of those contenders for the famous Man Booker's Prize, but he couldn't win the Man Booker's Prize. And then Booker's Prize went to Hilary Mantel for the book Bodies. And lady also won the previous Man Booker's Prize, which was for the previous version of this book, was called Wolf Hall. So Hillary's company, Hillary was on the board of directors of the company called Walmart, WALMART, Walmart. Which of the following equipment transforms chemical energy into light and heat energy? So again, rather than being uh, of science, but that's candle, because in none of the other solar cell there's no chemical energy is not used directly into light and heat energy. So it's actually a candle. Following has been honored with the posthumous Lifetime Achievement Grammy Awards in the year 2013, and the answer was Pandit Ravi Shankar, who was given this Lifetime Achievement from the Grammy Award. This is something that was again doing news. What is the chemical name of which of the following vitamins? And that answer for this should be vitamin D. Yeah, vitamin D. Right. C is known as ascorbic acid. Vitamin A is known as retinol. Vitamin K, sorry, I am not aware of vitamin K. What is it known as? But calciferol is vitamin D, because it's a formation of calcium in the body, and that is why it is said that when you are calcium deficient, you should sit in the sun, which increases the vitamin D in the body. Vitamin E is known as tocopherol. Narega converted to MG Narega because of the Congress's fetish for anything to do with Mahatma Gandhi. So it's Mahatma Gandhi all the way to stamp it as a Congress initiative. C is ascorbic acid. Which of the following transforms chemical energy into light and heat energy? A solar cell is not transforming chemical energy. It is actually transforming light energy to whatever you wish to do. It is made of wax, which is made up of a lot of organic compounds, which are cyclical carbonic compounds. Then burn light and heat. The next one is the Sindh Assembly has recently approved a bill renamed Southern Pakistan province as, and that is Sindh, none other than Sindh. And it must be noted here that Sindh or Sindhu or Sindhustan, they all actually come from the river Indus, which was really the Persian way of pronunciating in, because Persians never had a word S in their alphabets, so they could only say E instead of Sindh of Indus. So Indus say word आया है Sindh. So whatever was near the river Indus was called the Sindh province. Well, Gujar Mal Modi Award is presented to a person for his or her earning to the following sectors. Gurmal Awards are actually given for science and technology. The Modi is also popularly known as. Which state government has banned the use of incandescent lamps in all government and commercial establishment in the state? That was actually a measure to reduce the usage of incandescent lamps. And the state took forward is the state which also said that 2013 would be the year of girl child, and that is Jammu and Kashmir. who personalities is known for his prominent contribution in the introduction of public interest litigation in India. So that is what we call as PIL, which is there as a very effective weapon in the hands of people to fight against corruption or any injustice when they see. And the man behind this is just P.N. Bhagwati, also known as just simply as Justice Bhagwati, as the rest. One of the following female playback singers has rejected Padma Bhushan award in the year 2013. Now, this Janaki, who was again in news, a South Indian singer, said that I should have got this Padma Bhushan award way back when he was at her singing prime. Colin Powell was the Defense Secretary of US, ex-Defense Secretary of US. Which of the following state who the following? Yeah, from the following female playback singers, we did that. S. Janaki just rejected the award, saying that she should have got that long when she was at her singing prime. Which of the following features was not added to the preamble of the Indian Constitutional Amendment Act? And the word that was not added was republic, right? Socialist and secular words were added during the during the 42nd Constitutional Amendment. This is also the term of the emergency done by none other than Miss Indira Gandhi. We come to question number 83. And the question is, which of the following has been announced as the chairman of 20th Law Commission of India? Now, this is something that the CLAT aspirants just cannot ignore to know, and the answer to this is Justice D.K. Jain. Right. A very good question, that who appoints the Attorney General of India, and that is the first president of India. That is the President of India appoints the Attorney General of India. General of India is the legal advisor, as you must all know, to the government of the General of India Vidan. Who among the following has been nominated as the head of Central Intelligence Agency? Now, this is again a very recent that it was Jim Brennan who was nominated as the head of CIA by the President of the United States. So you can see that the question also hovering around a lot that has happened recently. It is the leader of the opposition of Lok Sabha is designated with the rank of A. So in the Indian Constitution, the rank that is given to the opposition, the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, is that of a cabinet minister. So he or she gets a cabinet rank with that. Right. So, and the 87th question when we move to is, who among the following was the chief at the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas? And the answer to that is Rajkeshwar Puryag. He was chief guest during the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. Basically seen as an initiative by the government of India to attract the remittances from NRIs, because India receives the world's largest amount of the highest amount of remittances that comes from foreign source. The 88th question talks about a state planning mission in the planning commission that is not at the level but at the state level. In India is headed by the chief minister. So the chief minister of the state is actually the planning commission's head. At the UN level, the head of the planning commission is none other than the prime minister. And we also have a deputy chairman who is elected by the prime minister himself. And at this point of time, it is Montek Singh Ahluwalia. The 89th question in front of us is, which of the following rivers is known as the sorrow of Bihar? And that is the mighty Koshi River, which 3-4 years back caused a change in the geography of Bihar, and where a large part of the land was inundated by the river Koshi. It was one of those floods that happened in Bihar. Which of the following high courts has more than one bench? And that is, you should know that is none other than Rajasthan, which is like a law-based general awareness question. And with that we come to an end of 90th question. Bench is, as Bhuvan Ravindran, you should know that what is a bench is. So a bench is where the people or the elected high courts are actually sitting. The judges of the high court, they sit, and that's called one bench. Okay, and with this come towards the end of what we question number 89. That was the Saurav river. The Saurav Bihar is called the mighty river Koshi, which flows through Nepal from the borders of Nepal and enters Bihar. 3-4 years back, it had a very it had a massive flood which was caused by excessive rainfall and the dam which gave away. So there was a massive breach of the dam, and the entire geography of that of eastern Bihar was actually distorted because of the mighty flow of river. So there's a lot of land which is now submerged under the water. So therefore also called the Saurav Bihar. Thank you for your time and perseverance. And now I would like to hand over. Sir.
Before you go away, Alankrit Bhatia has posted some questions, so he's saying please answer some of my questions. So if you could do the needful.
Alankrit Bhatia. Just a minute.
It's in the chat box.
I'm looking for it. Alankit, can you just type your question again, because I think I've lost it among the questions. Could you please repeat your question? Could you just type your question again?
Somebody is asking what would be the ratio of static to current GK. Could you please answer that?
It is always flexible. Cover. If you have asked this question, it is never fixed that what is the ratio. You never get a fixed ratio that these are the number of questions that you get at static and these are current. It totally depends upon, it has never been a fixed thing. If you look at the past year papers, which you can actually go and get from the LST account, you will never get to know that there are specified number of questions which will come as GK and specified number of questions which will come as current. Like that, especially since the last year when CLAT said that we will only be asking static, where there were questions from current affairs also. So taking a lesson from that, please be of any opinion that there is any fixed ratio of questions that comes.
A question which somebody has asked, and he says, who assists of the planning commission? Nothing is asking us this question.
The commission is head by in India at the union level by Prime Minister of India. As said, there is a deputy chairman of the planning commission, which is at present Mr. Mantik Singh Ahluwalia. So he assists at this point of time. He is assisting the Prime Minister of India into the planning affairs.
He asks, whom does the governor hand his resignation to? Is the chief minister or is the governor? Is it the president or the chief minister?
the one that is resignation, he goes and gives it to the President of India because he is of an equivalent post there.
So, gentlemen, ladies, if you have any more questions in GK, you can always, send your queries to abhishek.anand@careerlauncher.com. Abhishek, you could type the email ID over there.
Yeah, just a moment. Yes, Alankrit, you can definitely read Pratyogita Darpan and Competition Success to increase your general awareness, current affairs. Thank you much from my side. This is Abhishek signing off, and I'm now transferring the proceedings to Mr. Nishant Pant, who will take care of your verbal ability section. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you for your time. Tarun, if you could put the ability section over there so that we start discussion. Good evening to all of you. Can all of you hear me very clearly? Type a Y in the chat box if you can do so. Oh, great. So I'm audible. So before I start even discussing the English section, let me also tell you, I was seeing a lot of questions that were being asked regarding how to approach the examination, how many questions to be done, etc., etc. To give you a very brief idea, if I the last year's cutoff in CLAT, good colleges like NLU, Bangalore, etc., the cutoff went as high as 149. Overall cutoff otherwise was 126 marks. No sectional cutoff, right? So that gives an advantage that you can choose questions for the areas which you are comfortable. Right. So let's start with the verbal ability section, that is the English section as it is popularly known. If you look at the English section, you have a passage. There's only one passage which consists 10 questions. So I suggest that when you are doing this paper, if I'm investing 7 minutes in reading the passage, what I do is, if I'm investing 10 minutes in reading the passage, I should try and answer all questions over there. That is very, very important. Right. So, for example, if you look at this passage this time in your mock, this is a very interesting passage to read. For those of you who are definitely from the science side, it may make interesting read. Also, people who are not, from science side but have read science, class 10, etc., etc. So what you can do is, at least go through the passage. It's easy to read, and a lot of questions can be answered very, very quickly. So let me, I hope all of you have read the passage, right? Because I'm not going to read the passage for you. So go ahead. To the questions. Your very first question, which is there, and it says, what are the revelations referred to in the sentence? And the entire sentence has been given to you. So know that while attempting this question, you can just refer the part from where the question is asked in the passage, and you'll be able to get the answer over here. Look specifically at this question. If just go ahead with this question, I would say that just go back to that part of the passage if you're carrying the paper in front of you. So what happens is it's in the same paragraph of the passage. And when you go to the second paragraph of the passage, you'll find that B directly comes out an answer choice. It says that Abraham the findings of his are talked about in the second paragraph, and if you look at it, it says that the findings were not taken seriously till Wegener presented his case with his revelations. So it makes B as the correct answer. To the second question, it says, according to the author, what were the findings of Wegener decided as delirious ravings? See, again, this question is a trick question. It is again asked from a very particular line, and you get the answer at that line. It says, according to the passage, educated classes of Europe and America called findings delirious ravings because he was unable to give a convincing explanation for continental placement. That was the problem, right? Now, if I look at the options, it says because they act seemingly unassailable facts, specific political and economic realities of the time. If you go back to that line which says they justify their animosity, and the reason for the intensity of the abuse directed at Wegener also stems from the fact that his findings question the long-standing and deep-rooted beliefs in the solidity of the planet. So, if I look at options now, because that's seemingly unassailable scientific, social, political and economic realities of the times, no. Yes, they attack to an extent, but I cannot say they were unassailable scientific. Had they been unassailable, it would not have been able to attack it. Now, to the second option is because they question widely held social beliefs and assumptions. Yes, exactly, because people were believing in a particular view at that time, and it is this that it attacked. Now, third is because Wegener was unable to explain convincingly as to what made continents move. Because could not convincingly explain, because they went against the prevalent scientific bias in favor of laboratory experiment vis-a-vis field operation. Fourth is complete uncalled for answer choice. So I have eliminated one statement, I have eliminated the fourth statement, so I am left with second and three, and both of them are correct. That means C as the correct answer option. I was asking what is unassailable. It's not unattainable, Ravindran. It's unassailable. Unassailable means something which cannot be attacked. The fact that it was attacked, it does not in any way remains unassailable. Asking me pardon, sir, but what was the correct option for question number 1? B was the correct option, my dear friend, for question number 1. Third question. What can be inferred from the statement fell foul of a shift in the scientific fashion from field observation to laboratory experiment? Again, this is a very specific question being asked from a very specific part of the passage. Yes, a shift in the scientific fashion from field observation to laboratory experiment, but Wegener did not conform to it. He, in fact, fell foul of it. That is what the passage says. Right. He relied more on field observation than laboratory experiment. So it makes choice the correct answer choice for the option question number 3. Number 4 says the word vituperation as used in the passage means. See, when you are doing these things, vocabulary questions which are asked from the passage, of course, it is to have a good vocabulary, but still do not try to guess the meaning unless and until you look into the context of the passage. So vituperation as used in the past. Okay. So the options are ridicule, anger, abuse, and agitation. If I ridicule, ridicule means when you detest something, when you look down upon something. Anger is not related to vituperation. Vituperation might fall out, it may be a fallout of the anger, but it's not anger exactly. It's not agitation, right? So you come to answer option C, which is abuse. So that's what makes C as the correct answer choice for question number 4. Okay. Sagarika, why can't option A be the correct answer? In which question, Sagarika, you are asking me? Can you please type your query? Question 4, sir. The meaning of the word ridicule, I still told you, ridicule actually means, when you look down upon something. Vituperation, yes, it attacks someone, but it's done in an abusive manner. So abuse is the word that comes closest to the meaning of the word vituperation. Okay. Number 5. The following provides support to the drifting continents hypothesis, except you also need to read the options or the question stem very, very carefully. Here it's asking you what does not provide support to the drifting continents. So that's very important. Now, if I add the options, the creationists believe that the world is no more than a few thousand years old. Yes, does not provide. The creationists actually opposed the drifting continents hypothesis because it implied a time scale that challenged their doctrine, that the world was no more than a few thousand years old. That was happening. If I look B, C, and D, they all provide support to the option hypothesis over here. Okay. Asking, is it necessary that we'll get this type of passage in it and CLAT? See, there's no guarantee of what type of a passage you will get along with, but yes, you can get a variety of passages right from science, literature, philosophy, management, all the topics can be there, right? Question 6. Which following is not a reason for the opposition to the idea that continents drifted apart after once forming a unified whole? Now, the answer choice is very, very clear. If you look at Christopher Scotty's view that continents will join up again, does not oppose the idea that continents drifted apart after once forming a unified whole. In fact, it supports the hypothesis of continental displacement, which states that the continents are still moving. So 6, your answer becomes B. So that's your answer. Look at question number 7. In the context of the given passage, which following can be inferred from the statement under other startling but initially inexplicable observations ranging from gravity to quantum mechanics have won relatively ready acceptance. Good question. Now, if I look at the options, very interesting option. Point 1. All scientific theories have to face real and public where first publicized to the larger public. This actually goes against whatever is mentioned in the passage. So therefore, it is completely contradictory to whatever is mentioned in the passage. Second is, scientific theories, even if initially inexplicable, that is, they cannot be explained in the beginning, eventually end up finding social acceptance. This is very, very generalized statement which is not specific to the passage. So statement 2 also goes for a toss. Statement 3 says, even inexplicable scientific phenomenon find acceptance if they do not challenge the worldview of the majority. If I 3, giving the example of gravity and quantum mechanics, the author has highlighted that even inexplicable theories get acceptance, so which makes 3 as correct. Fourth, Wegener's inability to explain his theory was insufficient cause for the kind of abuse that he had to space. Yes, we read this option, very similar option was the questions above also, and it was his inability actually that, why was attacked. So your answer option becomes C. Number 8. Which of the following can be inferred from the passage? The moment I get this question, I know that I have to read the entire passage because the statements are from here and there. Right? So if somebody is in the paucity for time and is not able to read the passage, then question number 8 becomes completely irrelevant to him. If I look at question number 8, it is common for scientists working on new theories to face social ridicule. No, this is not inference, in fact, the author has mentioned that some scientists didn't have to face ridicule. It mentions something which is contradictory to what is given in the option. So it goes for a toss. B is scientific phenomena need to be supported by both availability of proof and proper explanation of their cause to be accepted by society. It is contradictory to the passage because the passage mentions that theories without adequate proof and explanation have also got acceptance. Right? So B also cannot be answer choice. Now, science challenge existing beliefs and assumptions and upset the status quo or understanding of the world. The entire passage talks about actually science challenge the existing beliefs. Right? So C becomes your correct answer choice in this case. Let's look at D also before we even eliminate. It says scientific theories need to be objectively analyzed before they are accepted as valid explanations for natural phenomenon. It's a generalized statement which is not a part of this passage, right? So this also goes for a toss. One of the phrase fell out as used in the passage. Interesting question, and an idiomatic question. Foul off as used in the passage. Did not believe in. A close answer choice did not believe in. If you look at it, let's look at other answer choices. Did understand, of course, it's not your answer choice because it has no meaning of spelling foul. Did not predict, no, not even not predicting. Now I'm left between answer choice A and answer choice C. Did not even or did not conform to. There's a difference. When I do not conform to something, I might be believing to it, but I may not be following it, right? So belief is much more of a harsher word, and that's why I'll eliminate answer choice A and I'll go with answer choice C. Alankrit is asking me how can we practice of these type of passages. Alankrit, my first request to you is please do not use SMS language. I'm very, you do not understand this language at all. Yes. How to practice these type of passages? Keep on doing your CL material, keep on doing your tests which are given to you, right? So keep on doing some of the past papers which are available. So you will have enough practice and keep on reading across areas. Abhi saying number 10, why it is not A. So let's look at, I have not even come to question number 10. Which explains the cognitive counterpart to the migration of the continents as mentioned in the passage. Okay, see, if I say migration of continents having a cognitive counterpart means that people experience a change in their thought process, entire thinking with a corresponding change in their surroundings. That with the movement of the continents, people may experience changes in their thoughts. So word cognitive, the moment I look at this word cognitive, it is something that is related to the mind, right? So, if you look at your answer options now, if psychologists indicate the possibility of a change in the political outlook of people due to change in landscapes caused by shifting continents. Psychologists indicate the possibility of the change in the political outlook. We even discussing political outlook in the passage, so it cannot be the answer, my dear friend. B, it says psychologists suggest that the shift in the continents will correct the political outlook of the people. Again, the problem is with the political outlook. It's only of the surroundings, and the surroundings can be political, economic, social, anything, right? And again, D says political trends are influenced by prevalent social conditions. I do not know. So we get answers by the process of elimination. So that's how an RC passage is done. This has asked me a very pertinent question. Sir, it is not possible to attempt all 200 questions and that takes a lot of time. Is there any trick to solve the passages a bit faster? The only way of solving the passages a bit faster are, like even in this passage, if you were looking, there were a lot of direct questions. So first thing what you should do is, you should try and figure out the questions which can be directly inferred from the passage. Then you should go for questions which are completely inference based. So very important. How should we dedicate to a passage this long is what Neeraj has asked me. Neeraj, I would say answering the questions and reading the passages, reading this kind of a passage should not take you more than 8 minutes in ideal situation. Kajal is asking what is the meaning of the word inexplicable. Inexplicable means something which cannot be explained, Kajal. Priti Das is asking answer to question number 3. Priti 3, we have all, I hope you were logged in. To question number 3 is B. Bombay. Shita Basu is asking me, can you please explain again for the 10th question why can't D be the answer? So, see, what is saying? They were saying that migration of continents having a cognitive counterpart, right? That is what the passage was discussing. So what is happening, what the author is referring to, people experience a change in their thought process with a corresponding change in their surroundings. So when I get the word surroundings, I cannot compartmentalize it into only political, right? Therefore, all answer choices, like A, B and D, which have political outlook changes, they will not be the answer choice. I have to choose an answer choice which is much more general rather than being specific to the political outlook. Right? Okay. So let's move ahead with the questions. It was very important that you should have read the directions. In fact, when I was solving your paper yesterday, when I missed on to reading opposite. Very first question I got incorrect because of that. So it's important that I read the direction. This. Who is garrulous person? Garrulous person actually is a talkative person who talks a lot, right? So this could be your answer choice because we are looking for an opposite. Effusive is a person, or something is effusive is like, which is ebullient, right? Which gives an effervescence. Like when you open a bottle of Coke, the effervescence that comes out, effusive, smooth flowing, right? So it not be your answer. Check on it. These are the two answer choices. Person, who is reticent, not right, but the exact opposite would be laconic. Laconic refers to a person who talks less. Who talks less is a laconic person. Who does not talk a lot. And the word comes from Laconia, the capital of the capital of Sparta at one point of time. So your choice becomes C over here. Okay. Now to the next question then. Oh, sorry. Indolent. Indolent person. Sounds lazy. Extremely laid back is an indolent person. So lackadaisical cannot be your answer. Lackadaisical is a person who's lax, who's relaxed. Except prudent. In दोनों का relation ही नहीं है. What is the meaning of the word ecstatic? Ecstatic is someone who is very happy. Prudent is a practical person. So there is him. The only answer which you get is energetic. Always go by elimination. Somebody, Vrishti has asked me, sir, which book should I read for vocabulary? Vocabulary is something, which you practice over a lot of time. But however, if you refer to your CL vocabulary book, it will help you. And apart from that, you can even read a book called Word Made Easy by Norman Lewis. Okay? Philistine is a person who is opposed to any kind of entertainment in art, music, etc. He does not like people who practice art, music. So we have to look for a answer which opposite to it. So inhuman to nahi hoga, right? Barbaric is also related to inhuman, so it will not be there. Wild is also related to barbaric, so it will not be the answer. The only answer that you will get is sophisticated. So a Philistine person cannot be sophisticated, because a sophisticated person behave. If I were to give you an example of Philistine, I would say the Shiv Sena, the Bajrang Dal. Please excuse my religious, if I'm making anybody gets hurt for that. So Philistine person is a person, who's completely against entertainment of any kind, any kind of music, dance, art, drama, etc. So the only answer which I'll be left with is B. It's a process of elimination. I'll have to arrive at the answer choices, because the answer choices might not be also direct. Somebody asking me in question number 11, why can't it be shy? Can you explain once again? If I go back to question number 11, I look for an opposite which matches the word. And what was the word in question number 11? Word in question number 11 was garrulous, means talkative. Person who is talkative, uska exact opposite kya hoga? The person who would talk less, and the person who talks less is laconic, it's not shy. Our understanding makes us understand that I might also not talk, but there is always a possibility that he might like to talk, right? But he might not open to a lot of people. But laconic person is a person who in general would not talk to it. Lateral is a person who is relaxed, who is very lazy. Okay. Number 14. Closed in meaning. It's vindictive, right? There are difference. It's vengeful. So vindicate something. What do? You justify. You do avenge. But you justify. It's the exact meaning of the word. It's not succeed as well. So you justify as the answer choice. Good. You know a lot of examples, all of that also, of gourmet chefs. So very clearly you can go to the direct answer, which is foodie. Should we take to some RC passage? Again, the same question keeps on coming up, not more than 8 minutes. What is Panisha? Panisha is a medicine. It's a cure for each of your problems, right? So let's look for an answer choice which matches that. Regal yoga, which is royal, or no. Strained by the process of elimination, you come to elixir. Elixir is what? Elixir means amrit. That elixir is. And amrit will keep you alive. It will be a solution to all your problems. So that is Panisha means. Now to idioms. These questions, question number 17 to 21, they should be done only if you know English as a language and if you are very clear of the meaning. Otherwise, it will be unnecessary wastage of time. White slate clean. What does it mean? And here I cannot go by the definition of the options. It's simple that the meaning has to be very direct. So to start afresh, that is now wiping the slate clean. On the wall. What on the wall? They say India is sitting on the world is sitting on a nuclear brink. It's a writing on the wall. So it's an indication of imminent doom, that something bad, something catastrophic will happen. So that's what it means. Win hands down. So very right, you often see it in sports and action. So winning easily, you are winning hands down. Knee-jerk reaction. Knee-jerk reactions, usually politicians are known for knee-jerk reactions. So quick automatic response. Use the word again, very very used, right? So it means to start, to say anything, but does not refer to the. Okay, first to quietness. Okay, moving to questions. Question 22 to 30. Overt, muscle, and idiomatic usage. So I not again go by the process of elimination. I have to go for the correct answer. You cannot convert muscle. Refused to stop his car, dared to do so by the police. So the police ordered him, but he did not refuse it. So it would be despite. If the police told him to stop his car, he did not stop. So the right word would be despite over here. People say that you can make up for the lack of sleep. So it would be the program is targeted improving women's health. So it is improving. So you start a program at. It's strange that you called up. I was thinking about you. Right? This is what happens. Telepathy. My friend and I dashed each other for 15 years. So I've known and we still continue to know each other. Therefore, I will use the present perfect tense. He goes for a walk with his dog every morning. So he's right for a habit. So the present tense. I was outside the movie hall for almost an hour before Shilpa arrived. See, what was he doing? He was waiting. And he was waiting until a time. So he had been waiting. So I am using the past, the perfect continuous tense. So till the time another event happened, he was doing another action. Dash up, list as a reference. So I ended up because everything is in the past. So a simple past tense has to come over here. So this requires an learning of grammar as well as vocabulary. Past speech. Now these questions again, if you are good with English, then only you should do them. The bear is riddled with problems. So what would it be as a part of speech over here? It's a preposition. What does a preposition do? It shows you the position of one noun with respect to another. That has withstood. So withstood is the action, so it's going to be a verb. The desperate to make a living typically scramble. How do they scramble? And what is scramble? Scramble is a verb, so typically would become an adverb. Question 34 to 36. On you to make dinner. I am out. And क्या करना है? We have to express, choose that which expresses a meaning opposite. Right? So, betting on someone, you are trusting someone. So the opposite of trust would be that when you do not trust someone, so when you are cynical. So D becomes your answer choice. He nostalgically. So nostalgia is when you remember something, when you miss something, when you describe something, but you are not regretful of. Regretful is when I would not like to think about that thing. So 35, C would become your answer. His last speech was just lip service to the cause of the controlling global warming. So it was lip service means that get into it very seriously. So it cannot be A, which is totally indefinite. It will be vehemently opposed. It can mildly supportive. So it will be passionately devoted. The opposite of just lip service. Yeah. I am getting this query again and again that, sir, question number 10. Again, I go back to your question number 10 if you have the papers in front of you. I'll go back to that question for another 2 minutes. Start again. It's a cognitive counterpart. Cognitive means something which is related to the mind, something which will influence the thinking of people. If you look all the options, psychologists indicate the the change in the political outlook. What am I doing? I am just confining into politics. If I look at C also, it also says, if I look at B also, it says that the political outlook, I'm confining it to very narrow space, and D says political trends are influenced by prevalent social conditions. It's not even the concern of the passage, which is option D. So if you look at option C, it says psychologists say that the changes in people's surroundings lead to changes in their thoughts, because the shifting of the continents, which still continues, it actually, and the scientific beliefs which were over that time, did change, right? So you are referring in the passage to the scientific beliefs, you were not even referring to the political outlooks. Therefore, neither A nor B nor D is your answer. Therefore, C only becomes your correct answer choice. I hope it is clear now to all. Now, if I come to your 37 to 40, these terms, and some of them are legal terms as well. So again, a good understanding of legal and Latin terms would help you over here. Pro forma, as a matter of form, right? Forma is when you fill a form, etc. So the matters that it contains. So you have the direct answer over here. Sui generis, again a Latin term which means of its own kind. Holoid, to the masses. You often read this term in newspapers. Arts, it's a German term which means artificial, something which is not genuine, right? So that is why it will get you this answer. If I he's asking me, sir, what is an adverb? It is a word which describes the quality of a verb. So verb functions. For example, if I say I ran fast, it becomes an adverb over here. Please check your microphone connections. If I am audible to all of them, you are able to hear me. So check your connections. Okay. That is when we are done away with the English section. So even out of 40 questions, if I say you are able to attempt around 30 and get all of them correct, your task is done in this section. I'll hand it over to Tarun for some time, of course, to the reasoning section of it, but I would want Tarun to take a syllogisms part, because I'm struggling with my notepad over here. So Tarun could take over.
Can you just pass on the presenter right to me? Right click on my name and it will be right. Done. Thanks. Start with the quant now. So we'll move to question number 91. 21 questions. There is a problem in this question. The correct answer is not in the options actually. Assume that a jar of capacity 10 liter is filled with the brim with up to the brim with water. 3 of the water is taken out from it and 3 more times. So your correct solution should be, correct answer should be 10 into 1 minus 3 by 10 raised to the power 4. Okay, which is 2.401, which is not in the option. So it's better to leave this question. Right. (92) The sum of first n terms of 2 AP are in the ratio 7 n 9 is to 5 n plus 9. Find the ratio of the 7th term. Sum of first n terms of AP. If I assume the first term as A1 and D1, common difference D1, A2, D2, and so on forth. We are asking for what is the power? Why is the power 4? Is saying that 3 more times. Ravit, we should leave this question. If none is right, just leave it. Wait for this. Even marked it or not. See, if you remove 3 liters out of 10 liters, okay, so is left part. We have 10 liters water initially, 3 of 10 is removed, so what is left over? 1 minus 3 out of 10. And it was done 3 times, so the process will be done 3 more times, but power should be 4 only. This is the water left after 4 operations. Yeah? Okay. So it's cleared out, right? Will be marked negatively? No. No one will get any marks for this question, whether you attempted it or not. Right? 1 minus 3 by 10. If you remove 3 liters out of 10 liters, what is the option that are removed? 3 of 10, right? So every quantity, every gradient will be removed in the same proportion. In this 3 by 10 of 10, so what is left over? 1 minus 3 by 10. We can say 7 by 10 basically. Alright. Let's know 92 now. So in terms of 2 AP is this. Sum of n terms is what? N upon 2. Plus n minus 1 into d, right? So there are 2 APs, so we'll need to do. So it is given that this upon this 2A2 plus n minus 1 into d2 is n plus 9 to 5n plus 9. So this will out. We need to the ratio of the 7th term, right? So 7 is what? Plus 6d1 and a2 plus 6d2. In this form, double the denominator, it will give you what? Plus 12d1 upon 2a2 plus 2d2. This is we need to find, right? So if we pair this part with this part, which 12. So just put 13 here, you will get the answer. Okay. You just put 13, you will get your answer, right? Answer is A. T on 37. Okay. It's a very easy question. Anyone has a doubt? Please ask. If no, then we'll just move on. Should we put 10 equal to 13 because we need to find 12d1. You will get when you put 13 here. Again, sum of first n terms is nothing but 2 plus n minus 1 into d, right? And for 2 terms it is this upon this. Given as 7 upon n plus 9 upon 5n plus 9. And find this ratio of the 7th term. इसको और इसको अगर मुझे compare करना है, so I should double, right? I should have 2a1 and 2a2. So this is 2a1 plus 12d1 upon 2a2 plus 12d2. This is 9. If I put equal to 30 in this equation, is our result, which is already. What is the nth term of an AP? It's A plus n minus 1 into d. So what is the 7th term? A plus 6d. 9 no doubt, right? 94. So 6 identical blue balls and 10 green balls. 6 identical blue balls and 10 green balls, each of distinct size. One ball at random. What is the probability that it is the smallest green ball, right? So there is one smallest green ball in the box. In the end of balls is nothing 16. So the right answer is 1/16. That is given in the question, or the answer key is 1/10, which is wrong. Right answer is A. The right answer is 1/16, not 1/10. The green is a small green ball. Okay. What doubled it? 91 का डब तो क्लियर नहीं हुआ लोगों को. इनके अंदर 2A1 है ना आपके पास and 2A2 है, तो मुझे वेर करने के लिए 2A1 and 2A2 चाहिए यहाँ पर या नहीं? (93) is C. 100. Why answer 10/16? How come 10/16? One smallest green ball. There is only one smallest green ball. Is asking you that what is the probability that the ball is green? If this question, the answer would be 10/16. For 10 will be the answer. It is given that you pick one ball and this coming as green ball. This is the probability that it is the smallest ball. That's from by 10. Are we now? 94. What answer? 16. How come 10/16? What are 16 balls? And find the probability of the smallest green ball. Smallest green ball, there is only one smallest green ball in the box. So the few cases only. We have already discussed. The answer is not in the options. The answer is 2.401. Goals done 4 times. How can answer be 7? This question after discuss with the best part, right? Already done 3 times. 9, any doubt? Questions, right? The present age of Anuj is 3/15 of age after 16 years. Okay. So assume that after 16 years the age is X, okay, or 5 for example. So his current age is 3x. So 5x and 3x should be what? 16. Minus 3x should be 16. Gives you x is equal to 8. That current age has to be 24. Years it will become 1.5 times of percentage. 1.5 times of this is what? 36. So it becomes 36 after how many years? 12. now? दिलप्रीत मैंने 96 किया ही नहीं है. One. Repeat. Assume the age after 16 years is 5x. So age should be 3 by 5 of this. This is the age. This is the age after 16 years. This will be 16, right? So 5x minus 3x should be in. Solve it. Get x equal to 8. Sorry. Since its present age is 3x, which is 24. This is the age. How many years it will become 1.5 times of this? 1.5 times of 24, nothing but 36. So current is of 24 years of age. Yes. Right? Bhuvan, clear now? Okay. What is it? The right answer is again not in the options. D. If monthly salary are in the ratio 1:3:5, they hike of 50%, 40%, 35% respectively in the subsequent years. What is the new ratio? Initial salary was 7, 3 and 5. $1.5 of 10. 50 increase means what? 1.5. And 3 is increased by 40%, which is 1.3. And then it is 35%, which is 1.35 of 5. If you of these three, you will get answer as 35 is to 42 is to 22.5. Okay. How is it 1.5 of 7? 50 increase mean was x 50 by 100 of x, which is equal to 1.5 of x. If you increase the number by 50%, just multiply the number by 1.5. That will be the answer, right? Right, sir. What? Shreya, what are you asking? I am saying 50 and increase means x plus 50 by 100 of x, nothing but 1.5 of x. Everyone will get equal marks for this question. If question is wrong in the exam, everyone will get the equal marks, irrespective of he has or she attempted it or not. 97, any doubt? The answer is C option. It's 100 into B by 100 into 50 equal to 3 by 5 of A. You find 1/4 of B. Consider it here. 1 we cancelled. This is 1 by 4. आपको ये निकालना है simply. Right. A cancelled out. You will get B equal to 6 only. Okay. Which you are asking, how is it 35 then? What 35? Increase क्या है? Increase by 35% means what? 1.35, right? Not 35. Plus 35 by 100 of x is what? 1.35 of x. Or not? But 1.5 into 7, yes. The number is increased by 50%, so I done it 1.5. The number is increased by 40%, so I do 1.4. This number is increased by 35%, so I do 1.35. There is nothing but 1.50 actually. Do after the decimal, right? Okay. Moving to question. 9 out. So, question. ठीक है चलो क्लियर हो गया ना ऐसी बात
ठीक है इजी लेकिन आपको
okay, no one is out, right? 9 again. Answer is 13. 9 answer is A option 83.75. Asking, I solved this equation with a mistake somewhere cause one by one. Why not? The answer is C. 99. The square root of a number is always positive. Can be the square root of 169 negative number. There is an actually, right? Solve x square is equal to 169. Then this has x is equal to plus minus under root of 169. Plus minus 13. Okay, this is right, right? But square of 116 that is only 13. This meant only for square positive root. Under root is 2. If you solve x is equal to 4, you will get x is equal to plus minus 2. 2 seconds. What is under root of 4 is the positive square root only, not the negative one. But when x square is equal to 169, then the answer will be plus minus 13. 15 in 60 average, total 15 into 60. 19 innings हो जाएंगी. The average is 65. Difference इसका आपको 4 innings का average मिल जाएगा. Divide कर देना 4 से. टोटल कर दोगे तो 100 is of value of t in this. Value of this 3 is what? 3 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 and this was 30. So it's 303030. Not mentioned, the right answer is D. Simple. Right? Should I go to next page now? Okay. One sections get your answer. Simple. B. Just check the condition. If it is satisfied, that is your answer. One to the numerator and denominator of the fraction becomes 4 by 3. Just add to this bar, it gets 8 upon 6, which is 3, right? If you subtract 1 out of this, it will become 6 upon 4, which is 3 by 2, right? This is the answer. If you same logic in the other options, it will not satisfy. Let's solve these type of question with x or y, right? The options. Right. 1, 2. So we have to check options and emulate. Yes. What's the set theory based question? In 110 families there are, right? 7 read 2. 58 read Hindu. This is TOI. 58 Hindu. How of them read the Times of India only? We have this is A and B, right? So A union B what? 110 is equal to 7 plus 58 minus X gives you equal to what? 20. So 35. This is T minus TOI is asking, right? TOI is nothing but 52. The right answer. Okay. Come out to be 25. What I'm doing is it wrong? Just hold on. Mistake. Sorry. X15. Because of that 110, not 100, right? My mistake. Sorry. X15 gives you 52, right? Okay. Three. 158 km per hour time 45 seconds. 40 km per hour 5 by 18 will give you meter per second. The speed. In time 45 will give sense, which come out to be 600 meter. Should be division of length of train plus platform. Train is 150. Length of form should be 450 only. The right answer is not 15. The right answer is 52. He is asking for only the Times of India. The right answer for that question, if he is asked for how many both newspapers, India as well as Hindu, then the answer would have been 15. Okay. 1, 0. complete work of piece of work in the same number of days required by 6 women to do the same piece of work. So from I can say that efficiency of 4 men is the efficiency of 6 women is equal to 3 women. Okay. If a man can complete a work in 12 days, so we can do the job in 12 days, so 2 can do it in 5, sorry 12. So it is, so you can complete the job in 6 days, which is equivalent to 6 women. So we can say 3 men. 3 women can complete the job in 6 days. That means women can do it in 18 days. B is, why we multiply 5 by 18 to 8, 48 and 45. 48 is the kilometer per speed. Into 15 will give you speed in meter per second. Multi time will give you distance. Okay. 1 to 4, clear? Zero two out as a break. Yeah, this is 15. The total is 65. This is the left part. 52. What thing? 8 times of India only. This is the times of India only. So, sir. Okay. One question, you should do it orally. Price of 10 pence is equal to selling price of 8 pence. 18 pence, sorry. Amount spent on 10 pence will be same as selling 18 pence. So you have a loss of 8 pence and pence are sold. So when 18 percentage. This is the best approach for this question. And we sold 18, loss of 8 over 18. In a firm A invest 5 by 3 of the amount invested by firm B, who in turn invested 4 by 5 of C. You get its investment of C is X and blah blah blah. But I have to do 5 by 3 of the number and then 4 by 5. Okay? So 5 भी करना है, 4 by 5 भी करना है. So it is better that I will take multiple of 3 and 5. So it's equal to 15. B with 12. And will come out to be 5 by 3 of this, which is 20. Using 50, I can get all the answers as integer fractions. Okay. Now in the property is 235. What is the B here? So it's simply 12 out of some this, which is 7 into 23500. Correct answer is 60,000. How are the values of A and B and C? What thing? 5 by 3 of a number, which in turn 4 by another number. So you use the chain rule. What equal A equal to 5 by 3 of 4 by 5 of but let's take C equal to a multiple of 3 and 5, 15. मान लो क्या फर्क पड़ता है, you can take 30 also, 45 also. If you take, you will get the values at 30, 24, 40. Remains same. When I should there not be any doubt, I can say the answer D option. So question 10. Inflation in a country is 200%. Inflation 200% means cost are using 100% growth. Of 200% means it becomes 3 times. It becomes in 1 year and again 3 times in another year. Multi and give you the answer. One seven bank has a doubt. 1000 raised to the power 66 on 10 raised to the power minus 12 is equal to 1000 power 66 10 raised to the power 12 power positive हो जाएगी equal to 1000 raised to the power 6 into 1000 raised to the power 4. Mayank? Okay. What's inflation? If you use a number by 200%, it becomes times, right? Increase means double of increase double of the number. Clear? Question 105 मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ You have 10 pens, आपने 10 पेन लिए, सेल कितनी है 18, आपने अपने पास से दिए ना तो लॉस हुआ ना 8 pens. How many you have sold? 18. So the 8 articles, yes 10. Calculate loss or profit in a transaction when you are doing the transaction or not. You gave 10 pens earlier. I gave also things, right? There are two things. If you convert into rupees, take the profit or loss percentage in the with cost price, the basis to cost price, right? But if I the loss of or profit in terms of articles or pens or apples or something like this, the base will be that number of articles which is sold. Are we clear on 105 now? It will reverse as we do. यहाँ पे ये होता है that sale price of 10 pens is equal to cost price of 18 pens. Now what do? You 18 and sold 10, so you will left over with 8 now. आपके पास 8 बच गए and you are in 10. In that 8 by 10 हो जाता है. Okay. Inflation is 200%, so it should be 250 into 3, but after 2 years is asking, right? After it becomes 253, 750. 70 into 3. 750 into 200%. Yes, I think for 2 years. So the successful increase. If it becomes 10x in 1 year, it will become 9x in another year. Inflation 200%. Inflation rate. The rate of inflation is 200%. That means inflation is increasing with the rate of 200%. अगर x होगा तो वो 2x का इंक्रीज करेगा. It becomes x, right? C. Wait. 250. 3 is 27. Yes. Or after 3 years, just have a 3 again. Clear? Okay. Thanks. One thing. The discount of 25% in furniture and yet makes a profit of 20%. 5% he marks of the furniture. Okay. Say cost price of an article is 100 rupees. You get profit of 20%. So its price is nothing but 120. You have a discount of 25%. Discount ka base mark 25% discount. If I assume mark price is x, so x minus 25% of x equal to 120 gives you x as nothing but 160. It becomes 160, so there is an increase of 60%. Mark price is something which is printed article. Question 9 is, what is the base of profit or loss percent? The base of the profit or loss percent is cost price. So when we profit of 20%, so that will be 20%. So when I assume the cost price is 100, 20% profit is 100 rupees. Right? So 20 of 100 is 20. So something for 100 rupees, आपने sell किया 120 पर. And there are 25%. Discount होता है mark price पर, which is printed article. So if the MRP or the mark price is X, X minus 25% of X. So discount means minus, right? And the price is 120. So how selling price is different from mark price? Mark price is something which is printed. So print price of an article is 100 rupees and got it at 100 rupees only. So it's equal to mark price. But if then discount, say 10 discount, so the price is still 100, but the selling price is 90. How minus 25 by 100 of X? There is a list 700 rupees. Discount of 30% is there. How much you pay? Dilpreet, can you answer? MR article is 700. There is a discount offering 30%. This is something printed on the article. You got a discount of 30%. How much you need to pay now? You must want to market. 200 is the discount, right? So that we got it for 700 minus 210. There, minus 100. Discount is 25 by 100 of X. And you got to X. Listing price 490. 490 से मिलेगा. Discount minus, sorry, mark price minus discount. This is mark price, this is discount. One zero six. How to get 60%? Marked up means that he has bought something for 100 rupees, right? And printed the article as 160. So 100 becomes 160. So what leaves 60%? This is called markup. The leaves percentage over price to become market price. Hold on. Price equal to list price is equal to MRP printed है. Cost price at which you buy article. Price which you sell article. Okay. Percent loss percent is profit upon CP into 100. This percentage is discount upon market price. Markup is the percentage increase over cost become price. Example, if I say I bought something for 80 rupees, I sold it for rupees, but the print price or the MRP 150. Profit percent is 20, so 20 out of 80 into 100. Clear? 50 or 150 into 100. The price was 150. You get for 100 rupees. How discount is there? 50 rupees. Price. And markup is increase of 70 rupees or 80. I'll give you the three parts now. Percent, profit percent, discount percentage, and markup. Wait. यार अब लाइव में तो मेरा डाउट क्या है जस्ट टी C of 18 pen equal to selling price of 18 pen. These are equal. Say these two equal to rupees. M of 10 and 18 should not get fractions. So you compare this with this price. One article is what? 9 rupees. Compare this and this. Selling price of one article is what? 5 rupees. So you bought it for 9 rupees, sold it for 5 rupees. There is a loss of rupees. Loss percentage is 4 over 9 cost price. Okay. That's it. Solving 109th question, 94 again. Look, why there is a lag between this much? Why did you ask this question initially? Setting m plus 1 minus 2 equal to and asking for s2 whole square plus m1 upon m minus 2 whole square. So you just to do one thing to make it clear that subtract 2 from both sides. Kind of x plus 1 upon x in both sides. A plus b square plus 2ab. M2 whole square plus 1 m minus 2 whole square plus 2 into m minus 2 into 1 upon m minus 2 is equal to 3 square. Cancelled out. And this is the desired result. So 9 minus 2 is 7. Right. 3 square minus 2 is this. Saying if x plus 1 upon x is 3, saying both sides you get x square plus 1 upon x square plus 2 into x into 1 upon x equal to 9. ये क्या हो गया आपका left x square plus 1 upon x square is equal to 9 minus 2 which is 7. Yeah. So here x is nothing but m minus 2. गैस वाले कट जाएगा। Right? What is left? The questions. So I can say at least you can. All questions are very easy. That can be done. So you can do this questions in 15 to 20 minutes. Apply shortcuts there. Okay. 9 में भी doubt है. Boom. 1, 2, 3. So it is a simple time speed and distance question. Time is given, speed is given, multiply करो, distance आएगा, वही minus कर देना. यार ये एक्सप्लेन किया हुआ है तक 5 निकालना है तो इससे कंपेयर करो तो मुझे ऐसी फॉर्म चाहिए ना यार, x+1/x टाइप की. मैंने पहले -2 सेपरेट कर दिया, मतलब यहाँ पे -2 कर दे दिया. See this question and this question. When nothing but a -2. x+1/x is given as 3. Square both sides will get what? x² plus 1/x² plus 2 into a into b is 9. ये लोग आपका 2 देता है. 9 minus 2 is 7. Which is okay. एक 91 का डाउट बचा हुआ है लोगों को. Okay. मेरे पास लीटर है. Remove let's say 2 liter out of it. To the mixture, they 3 times. Initially I have 10 liters. What they moved out of 10. So left 1 is 2 out of left 10. Okay. This is the part which is left after step. Again, I am doing the same thing. 2 out of 10. Again, 2 out of 10 remove हो जाएगा तो बचेगा इतना. Once again means again one this was what 10 into 1 minus 2 by n raised to power 3. In this question, 3 terms is removed. I should do 10 into 1 minus 3 by 10. It is done. It's done 1 here and repeated 3 more times. So 4 times. Bhuvan, remove 1/3 of a mixture, for example. So the water or all the milk will come out in the same proportion, right? So 1 minus 3 by 10 होगा, पावर 4 होगी, right? First time 2 liter होगा, but second और third time 2 liter नहीं होगा. Second time और third time भी निकल गया. तीन लीटर में से निकलेगा ना, नहीं निकलेगा ना. This picture, yes. We are multiplying this by 10 because initial capacity is liter only. Okay. Now the answer is 1 by 16. So we are subtracting 2 and 10 question to look this this part, right? This is it for math part. Let's move to this.
I think there was a paucity of time, so probably in the evening section we can ask them for the questions they have doubts in.
Mm-hmm. 12113, any doubt? One. Okay. 112. Some ribbons are not laces. There can be a chance, and there may be a chance that ribbon is totally different from laces. Okay. Then some laces are not ties. Some laces are not ties. This can be chance. This can be chance. Yes. Think of possibilities there. Conclusion. Ribbons are laces. Some ribbons are laces. This looks right here, but does look right here. So this is definitely not my answer. B. Some ribbons are not ties. Some ribbons are not ties. Maybe this part can overlap with this also. Okay. Maybe chance that I can overlap with this complete. So this is wrong. Ties are not laces. Again, when you are saying that some laces are not ties, some ties are not laces. Uh, when we say some A are not B, there are possibilities. One is one is this, and there will be a chance like this also. So with some A or not B, we say some B or not A. We cannot diagram. That C is wrong. So if I say some laces are not ties, I can say some ties are not laces. Right? But to some China is Tibet, some China is Tibet. No, Tibet is Nepal. So Nepal इसके साथ नहीं आएगा. देखिए चांस कि नेपाल इसके साथ ओवरलैप कर जाए, इसके अंदर भी आ जाए, राइट. So China is Nepal, cannot say because there may be a chance. Some China is not Nepal. Now part, there is something which is common between China and Tibet, right? This part. And Tibet is Nepal. Only this part can never be Nepal in also because it's really right. One the answer is B. Why D? Some Nepal is not China. Because this may be a chance also. Why not East? Some Tibet is not China. Using this logic, I explain किया ये वाला बात. Some are not B. We cannot say some B are not A. Why? All walls are bricks. Walls are cement. Second answer is some bricks are cement. Any doubt in this? Any doubt? 114, 115. No bread is butter. Butter is soft. Left soft can like this. Soft can overlap this also. Overlap this also. All the possible cases. So what we concluded? No bread is soft. No bread is soft. We cannot say using this logic. Sun is not soft. Again, we cannot say using this logic. Butter is not soft. This overlap this also. So not possible. Butter may be soft. It may. So this will answer. Kajal, we can overlap. There is a possibility. Yeah, sure.
Right. So, if there are no other doubts in this, let's move to the other set.
Read all the possibilities, yes. The conclusion which is true has to be true in all the possible cases. Turn over to you.
Thanks, Tarun. Can you pass me the present rights for
Yeah.
some time? Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, any doubts in 116 to 100? Get in the chat box. Hundred 19. Okay. It's that question number 119. Is that the United Nations has not lived up to its goal of establishing world peace. You know, when I am looking for an assumption is something which is taken for granted. Okay? So, the United Nations was set up with the view to establish world peace. Yes, that's a very valid assumption. Establishing world peace is the most important aim of the United Nations in the present. We do not know whether it's the most important aim. There might be other important aims of the United Nations. The does not anything of this kind. Therefore, you will have only assumption 1 as the conclusion, as the assumption. Right. 116. Parents have decided to pool their resources to conduct placements collectively. Other IIMs used to conduct individual placements for their respective institutes. This is not a bad assumption because they might be doing it in groups. Maybe 3 IIMs were doing it, but not less. None are pooling in, so you cannot have multi-valid assumption. Each IIM has to pool some resources to be part of the collective process. We are not very clear about this. None of them is valid. So D becomes your answer. And 17. Prithishri, I don't understand what you are saying. Please give all the answers without I'm saying that in the mock they should be given without the solution. So 117. Must read the offered document carefully before purchasing the investment scheme. Document has all that one needs to know regarding the investment scheme. You know, if you look at this, I actually cannot say that is the only thing that you need to know. You know, really multiple hidden agreements behind. Therefore, 1 is not a valid assumption. Assumption 2 says 1 understands all the technicalities mentioned in the document if 1 reads it. नहीं है ना कि आपने इन्वेस्टमेंट डॉक्यूमेंट पढ़ा और आपको सब कुछ समझ आ गया. It's not necessary. So none of the assumptions is valid. Puja sees a lot of foreign tourists. Now the catches lot of foreign tourists. You know, actually you cannot quantify it, first of all. One says number of tourists visiting Kolkata increases during the Durga Puja. And I catch a statement, but how sure that you does not increase during Holi? So assumption 1 is not valid. Foreign tourists are interested in Indian festivals. I do not know. I'm just talking about Durga Puja over here. So them is valid again. So from Bhuvan Ravindran, it says all hands have to pool their resources. You must understand one thing, when I'm saying all the IIMs, there are 13 IIMs in the country, so 4 of them were the rest 13 minus 4 were not pulling in, right? So cannot say that they are all of them were conducting individual placement. Hope it's clear. One day. Day is a standard work day for all government offices in the country. 8 hours a day is enough for employees to finish their daily tasks. This is not an assumption. This is not a valid assumption. Please understand. It might be enough. Right? 8 hours a day might be done. Keep in mind the family constraints, etc. There could be other elements which might be coming. So it is not an assumption at all. Second is an employee of any government office is eligible for compensation for overtime only if he works more than 8 hours a day. Yes, in our shift, if he is working, if there is a scheme of compensation, he is completely eligible for it. Number 16, assumption 2 is invalid. Mr. Vijay, I explained this where I said that each time have to pull in some resources to be part of the collective process. I do not know whether they are pulling in some resources. Maybe they are just part of the collective process, and maybe one of the answers we have, if I look at last year, I'm going out of the a little bit of the track. If you look at last year, I am Rajiv was the convener for all the new IIMs, right? So it's not necessary that they are providing faculty, etc. for the selection process. Please check your broadband. You are able to receive, hear me. So please check. Already nothing has been said about the compensation. Yes, it has been said the compensation, but please understand that what I am saying is that 8 hours a day is a normal shift. Anybody who works beyond 8 hours says that is eligible for compensation for overtime only. So if there is a compensation for overtime, then of course he becomes eligible. So they are conditional that if there is an overtime, he becomes eligible. Therefore, these are the assumptions. That makes things clear. Not assume that 8 hours is a normal shift and there is an exclamation mark also from Mang. Please understand one thing. I'm not saying that they are assuming that it's a normal shift, but a normal shift does not guarantee the completion of the work in a day. Please understand that. Okay. Set of questions 121 to 125. In hours. 121 itself. Okay. It's you must understand why there's so much confusion about times. I take a very simple analogy, guys. If you question number 116, and I'm saying all the ions have decided to pool resources, what it means is that each one of the 13 ions have decided to pool their resources, or whatever the number may be. Other ions used to conduct individual placements. Maybe not all of them were conducting individual placements, maybe it was a group of 3 or 4. Right? Each ion has to pool their resources to be part of the collective process. You do not know. Maybe not all the 13 are pulling in their resources. Maybe only one person is providing the faculty, etc., etc. Or be calling the companies. The rest of the students might be going to time. Therefore, second option is also not valid. I request you guys, all of you are youngsters, please avoid SMS language. I do not understand it. I have an aversion to it. Faculty in the law colleges also would have an aversion to it. Anyways, when we were consumed flavored milk have high calcium intake, but similar percent energy from total fat and sugars intake in comparison to children who are non-consumers of milk. So what he's saying is, people who are consuming milk have a higher calcium intake. Flavored milk can play a role in changing recent trends in children's sugar sweet consumption. So if you are drinking milk, you will be having a healthy lifestyle. Flavored milk offers a well-accepted and nutritious alternative in the wide array of beverages available to children in the United States. Now, what I have to do? I have to weaken the argument.